We welcome you to Championship Saturday here in Saco from Dr. Paul S. Hill Jr. Stadium on the campus of Thornton Academy as top-seeded TA squares off against the number 3 seed Bonny Eagle for the right to play in the state championship next week. I'm Cole Purvis alongside Troy Bulldog here on TA TV. So glad to be bringing you this game today. Troy, these two teams know each other very well, big rivals, and yet again, they're playing in a high-stakes playoff game.
Yeah, these two have been dominant in Class A South for decades, certainly one of the premier rivalries in Southern Maine, as this is their 6th playoff matchup since 2013. Each of them have won 3 games, and both teams have won state championships, so we should have a good one here today.
You may have seen this week on TA Athletics Twitter our video previewing that game. Me and Troy put together a video, and we're going to play that for you now and be back in a moment.
Thornton Academy and Bonny Eagle will battle it out this Saturday for the right to play in the Gold Ball game. These two teams have faced off against each other many times in the postseason and have formed one of the premier rivalries in Maine high school football. TA has won 3 out of the last 4 playoff matchups dating back to 2014, although the Scots won the most recent edition, the state championship game 4 years ago. But throwing past results out the window, this year's Trojans are looking to write more history. They survived a tough road test against Bonny Eagle back in Week 3 and will need to buckle down and play a strong game to come out on top this Saturday. Here are our keys to the game.
The first path of victory for TA is to contain Bonny Eagle quarterback Terrell Edwards. Edwards handles the bulk of the carries for them, and TA's front 7 will have to play physical to prevent them from beating them in the run game. Number 2, avoid the 3rd and long. TA has done a nice job moving the chains on 3rd and short, so continuing to avoid obvious passing situations is key. Finally, TA must continue to win on special teams. In the regular season game against these two, special teams was crucial, and making plays in that phase of the game will be huge.
It all goes down this Saturday at 1 o'clock p.m. Make sure to stream the game live at youtube.com/Thornton Academy Trojans.
Back here in Saco at Dr. Paul S. Hill Jr. Stadium for today's Class A South Regional Final between Thornton Academy and Bonny Eagle. And here come the Trojans, the top seed in the South with a regular season record of 5 wins and 4 losses. And then on the other side, the Bonny Eagle Scots going with their all-white uniforms today, the number 3 seed in this tournament. Hello, everybody. Cole Purvis alongside Troy Bulldog, Brandon Vitiello doing our camera work today. Big shout out to Josh Pulsifer for setting everything up here in the booth as always, as well as Jeff Christian Berry on the sidelines getting some pictures and videos from this game. He's been doing a great job these last couple of weeks. And as we look at these two teams, they played back in Week 3. Thornton Academy was 0-2 at the time. They were tied going into the 4th quarter, and TA scored 2 touchdowns in the final 6 minutes to pick up the victory. Both these teams feel like they've played below their standards at times this year, but despite that, they're back in a very familiar place, playing once again to go to a state championship. And these are 2 of the heavyweights in terms of head coaches. Coach Kevin Cooper for Bonny Eagle has won 7 state championships in his career, and Coach Kevin Kiesel has been to 7 and won 5 of them. So a ton of experience from these 2 head coaches this year. And for TA, lost 4 games this year. Might be considered a down year, but still the number 1 seed, and despite all their troubles, playing once again for a chance to go to the state championship.
I mean, yeah, these playoff games, obviously high stakes, high intensity. Both teams are going to go 110% to try and win this game and go back to the state championship.
As the starters on defense being announced by our PA announcer, Dr. Paul Remis. I want to thank you all for watching here on TA TV. We encourage you to go in the comments section, let us know where you're watching from. The winner of this game will play the winner of the Class A North Regional Final between the number 1 seed Portland Bulldogs and the 2 seed the Oxford Hills Vikings, defending state champions. Could possibly get TA and Oxford Hills in the state game for the 3rd year in a row. But I'm sure Portland and Bonny Eagle will have something to say about that. One of the stronger Final Fours that we've had in Class A football in recent years, as really all 4 teams have a great chance to win it all. And for Bonny Eagle, After starting out 2-0, Bonny Eagle lost 3 out of 4, losing to TA, Merrimack from New Hampshire, and Oxford Hills in an overtime game, but really rode the ship and beat Bonny Eagle 47-6 in the quarterfinal round, looking to get back to the state title game for the first time since 2019, where they beat TA. Had several key injuries this season, losing star senior wide receiver CJ Cooper in week 2 to a knee injury. And then in the game against TA, they were missing a couple of key guys. Connor McAvoy, a senior captain, was out, and one of their slot backs, Connor Johnson, a key offensive player, left early in the game.
As well as anyone who served in a branch of the United States military. At this time,
And we want to say happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there,
please stand and be recognized.
as all veterans in attendance are standing to be recognized. It's a good day for football. When you think of November football, this is what you think about. A little bit windy outside today, but a nice sunny day here from Hill Stadium. And we will now have the national anthem. Shout out to the Pep Band for doing a great job, as always, with the national anthem. And we will have the coin toss in just a moment from Hill Stadium. Troy, think about this game. I know we saw in the video some of our keys to the game. For TA's defense, I'm sure in their film study all week, it came down to one thing: stop number 3, and that is Terrell Edwards, the quarterback for the Scots.
Yeah, absolutely. He's explosive. He's a playmaker. He's a dual threat. He can beat you on the ground. He can beat you in the air. So containing him is definitely going to be a huge part in this game for TA if they want to win.
They run him quite a bit, and so we'll see how physical TA's defense can play to stop him. Captains out at midfield for the coin toss. For the Bonny Eagle Scots, their captains are Terrell Edwards, as we mentioned, Owen Sperry, Connor McAvoy, and Corey Havew. And the captains for the Trojans are Harry Bunce, Sam Nelson, Dom Champagne, and Brady Kiesel.
Thornton Academy captains number 18, Brady Keys.
We mentioned the son of Bonny Eagle head coach Kevin Cooper, CJ Cooper, out for the season. Had a knee injury back in week 2 and was one of their best players on this whole roster. Bonny Eagle wins the toss and they'll defer to the second half. So they will defend first, and the Trojans will have the first chance to strike on offense. Last I checked, wind was blowing towards the east end zone, so we'll see if that plays a factor at all today in terms of throwing the ball. And the teams will meet up one final time before they do battle, looking to go to the state championship. These last 2 weeks have been really, really strong for TA. In their last 2 games combined, they've outscored opponents 95-7, a huge win over Scarborough. And then the quarterfinal round last week dominated Sanford and really contained their star running back, Jordan Bissonette, and everything that they do on offense. And Bonny Eagle, a dominant win in the quarterfinals as well. So 2 teams with a lot of momentum coming into this game, Troy, and it should be fun to see how this one plays out.
Absolutely.
Brant Abbott will kick off for the Scots. And deep to receive for the Trojans, Ryan Kamiri, Jack Parody, and Alan Sanderman back there. Glad you're with us here on TATV. Class A South Regional Final, Bonny Eagle and Thornton Academy for the right to play for the state championship 1 week from today at Fitzpatrick Stadium. And we're underway. Kick sails down the middle, and Parody will field it at the 5. Looking for blocks and a good opening return, and he's out to the 26-yard line. That's where TA's offense will set up. They've lit it up these last couple of weeks and looking to start with a good opening drive here.
Yeah, in that game last week against Sanford, we saw Thornton Academy get some great field position to set them up in their dominant victory. Now they've got decent field position, nothing out of the ordinary, so we'll see what they could do here on their first offensive possession.
Wyatt Benoit, the junior quarterback for the Trojans, in the gun with Mauricio Sunderland to his right hip. They'll give it to Sunderland, patiently waiting, looking to break a couple of tackles, and he spins out around the 30-yard line. Running the ball has been what this TA offense has done best. In their last 2 games, they've averaged 288 rushing yards as a team, so they've really wreaked havoc in that part of the game. We'll see if they have to air it out a little bit more today. Gain of about 5. It'll be a long 2nd and 5 here for TA. From the 30, they'll send Evan Hill in motion. Benoit's going to run it up the middle, and he's stuffed. Might have lost a yard, and he did. A loss of 1 on the play. Bonny Eagle flying in. Colby McCormick, one of the guys, in on the tackle for the Scots.
Yeah, they try to change the pace a little bit, get a little bit of a QB draw there with Wyatt Benoit, but the Scots were able to predict that one and jump the gap and get the tackle for loss there, setting the Thornton Academy in a 3rd and 7-ish situation here.
Colby McCormick, the sophomore, making that play. 3rd and 6. Benoit with a quick toss to the sideline. It's caught by Brady Kiesel, and he's brought down for another loss. Well covered by Bonny Eagle. John Havyou, one of the guys over there for the Scots. And the Trojans will be forced to punt a 3-and-out on the first drive.
Yeah, I mean, a great defensive possession there for the Scots. Certainly different than the offense we saw last week so far for Thornton Academy. Not able to get too much going there, a 3-and-out already.
Kyle Blaney standing at around the 40, looking to receive the punt. Bonny Eagle gets pressure in the backfield, but the punt goes away, and it'll take a roll. Good punt from Ungai. Down to the 32, and we'll get to see Terrell Edwards in the Scots offense for the first time.
Punt is down by Ryan Kamiri. 1st and 10, Scots from their own 32.
So out comes Terrell Edwards, the senior quarterback. Interesting thing about these 2 quarterbacks is neither of them played football last year. Wyatt Benoit for TA spent time on the golf team. Terrell Edwards did not play his junior year, so 2 QBs that took last year off. But looking to send their teams to the state title game this year. Edwards in the gun, empty backfield. Edwards to throw on 1st down to the outside, and the pass is hauled in by Connor McAvoy, the tight end, along the sideline. And that's going to move the chains for the Scots on the first play.
Yeah, nice pass there from Edwards on the out route from McAvoy. The Scots already pick up their first down, trying to get some momentum going. And a good way to start it there.
McAvoy, the tight end, did not play against TA in the first matchup. Here's a quick toss to the outside, and just an errant throw by Terrell Edwards falls in the direction of Connor Johnson, one of their slot backs, and incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Edwards passed a little bit outside there. The ball hit the turf. 2nd and 10 here.
Have to think he just tried to get rid of it a little bit too quickly and didn't quite get a good grip on the football. And now they'll give it up the middle, and TA's front 4 in for a loss. Ball popped out at the end, but they're going to call him down. That was Trevor Nevels on the carry.
Yeah, good defensive play there for the Trojans. We saw the Trojans' run stop last week was so dominant against Sanford Spartans. And so far, it looks like they're picking up where they left off on that play.
TA stacking the box here on 3rd down and 9. Edwards in the pocket, looks to step up, and he's wrestled down. Sam Nelson with the sack. And a loss of a couple will force the Scots to punt.
Great play there by the Thornton Academy defensive line, and Sam Nelson for getting that sack, putting pressure on Edwards. Not much, couldn't really go anywhere as he was surrounded by Trojans defenders. And a great play is going to make them punt here.
High snap. Abbott fields it. Line drive kick. Finds Parody. Looking for a block. Parody, the speedy returner. A flag is down. Parody down the sideline. Parody all alone. Sprinting. Jack Parody. He is gone. We'll check on the flag, but for now, it's a TA touchdown.
Yeah, we'll have to check on the flag. It might have been an illegal block. So I would guess that one is probably coming back. But a great play by Jack Parody nonetheless.
Yeah, seems as though it was a block in the back, flag thrown, a couple flags thrown right around the 30-yard line. And everybody's moving back. It won't count, but Parody has been electric, coming off a 3-touchdown performance versus Sanford, where he totaled just shy of 200 yards on the day.
Yeah, I mean, penalties in those situations always are so brutal. I mean, taking back a touchdown. But a great play by Parody, as we mentioned. But it's going to come back, and we're going to have to see what else the Thornton Academy Trojans can do.
Block on the back, penalty on the Trojans. 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
10 yards from the spot of the foul will bring them back around inside the 20, and they're going to spot it at the 17. So tough field position, which is something TA hasn't been used to. They've had the luxury of good field position these last couple weeks, and they've been able to hit on the big play quite a bit, but manufacture a drive has been something that they've struggled to do at times. So they'll set up at the 17. Benoit will keep it himself, a good fake. Benoit up the middle, into the secondary, and Wyatt Benoit is dragged down at the 38. Always crafty on those fakes, and Benoit able to get loose that time for a 1st down and more.
Wyatt Benoit showing his skills running the football. Another design QB draw. Wyatt Benoit shakes a couple defenders and picks up a nice 15-yard gain to set up a 1st down for the Trojans.
First down of the game for TA. Now they'll feed Sunderland, and this time Bonny Eagle's front 4 drives him back for no gain. Colby McCormick with a pair of tackles so far. Trevor Neville's in on that one as well. Mauricio Sunderland, the 5'8" sophomore from Cancun, Mexico, gets about 16 carries per game, averaging 91 rush yards per game. And he has 12 touchdowns to his name this year. And this time he's stuffed once again, gets about a yard. It'll be 3rd and long for the Trojans.
Yeah, TA tries two runs up the middle there with Mauricio. And the Scott defensive line does a great job snuffing that out. As now TA's in a 3rd and long situation.
32 brings up the 3rd and 8 from the 39.
Taking a long time to get this play in from the sidelines, and it's going to force Coach Kiesel to have to call a timeout, which is something he doesn't want to do with 6 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. We do apologize. It's a little bit hard to see with the sun on the scoreboard, so we'll try and keep you updated as best as possible to the time on the game clock. Again, we want to thank you for watching on TATV. I'm Cole Purvis alongside Troy Bolduc, Brandon Vitiello doing the camera for us on this Veterans Day and the Class A South Final. As we mentioned in the open, Coach Kiesel looking to secure a spot in his 8th state championship appearance. It's been an impressive career for him. And of course, Brady Kiesel, his son, a senior on this team. Should be extra special to get this done today. 3rd down and 8. 3 receivers out wide for the Trojans, Cantera, Ungai, and Parity. Parity goes in motion. Benoit's going to fake it and run. Benoit to the outside. Wyatt Benoit. A big play for the Trojans. Racing down the sideline. He might be gone. He is. Touchdown, TA. And the Trojans strike first.
Unbelievable. We see yet again the talent of Wyatt Benoit running the football. We see Jack Parity running in motion, which they like to do a lot. And Wyatt keeps it himself on the QB draw, and a massive 60-yard touchdown run for the quarterback. Great play by Wyatt Benoit there.
Gutsy to run the ball on 3rd down and 8, and nobody was there to seal the edge for Bonny Eagle. Benoit able to use his speed to get past a couple of linebackers and get into the secondary and score a touchdown. Here's JP Baez, the senior kicker, knocks it through. It's 7-0 Trojans. And now TA will look to put that in the rearview mirror and try and keep going, as they had a great start against Levitt here on homecoming. They're up by 15 at the halftime break and let that go. Played a great first half, not as good of a second half, so we'll see if they can keep that energy up for all 48 minutes here from Hill Stadium.
I believe the last time the Scots and the Trojans faced off, Wyatt had a long touchdown run as well. This is the second time the Scots have seen Wyatt Benoit kind of burn them on those long touchdown runs.
The Scots, Kyle Bonny and Connor Johnson.
TA going with the all maroon today. Normally in a game like this, they go with the maroon tops and the gold pants, but all maroon. They've done that these last few games, and you have to figure it's a little bit of good luck considering how well they've played. Here's Kyle Blaney to field the kickoff for Bonny Eagle, and he's taken down right around the 25. So Bonny Eagle on their first possession hit on a quick out route to Connor McAvoy for a first down, and other than that, not much doing for them. Haven't seen Terrell Edwards take off and run yet. Have to figure that that will be the bulk of the plays for the Scots. And of course, we'll keep you updated on the scores from Fitzpatrick Stadium, as the winner of this game will face off against the winner of Portland and Oxford Hills. 1st and 10, Bonny Eagle from the 27. Edwards with the keeper up the middle, and he bangs his way for a gain of about 3.
Kind of a similar play design to the play that just happened where the Trojans got the long touchdown. You got the receiver coming in motion, and Edwards keeps it himself for the QB draw, able to pick up around 5 yards.
Gain of 5 brings up a 2nd and 5 from the 32.
Terrell Edwards stands at 6'1", 205 pounds. Coming off of a game against Noble where he totaled 4 touchdowns, 3 of those on the ground, 1 through the air. He is the bulk of their offensive production, as we've mentioned. 2nd and 4. Edwards taken off, and this time he's chopped down. A nice play by Harold Bunce to bring Edwards down. It'll be a gain of about 2 and bring up third down and 4.
Yeah, Edwards tries another one, and as you mentioned, Bunce comes in, makes a nice tackle to force a third down here.
3rd and 3, they're going to call it. And a timeout called by Bonny Eagle before a big third down here. 5 minutes and 7 seconds to go in the first quarter. Thornton Academy on top of the Bonny Eagle Scots 7-0. A Wyatt Benoit touchdown run on a big play gave them the lead. Bonny Eagles offense averaging 35 points a game. And like TA, they did play a pretty tough schedule this year, playing the Trojans, playing Oxford Hills, who they took to overtime, and then playing against Merrimack, one of the better teams out of New Hampshire. And that Oxford Hills game really proving that they can hang with anybody in the state, taking the Vikings to OT and nearly beating them. And now trying to conquer the Trojans after losing back in week 3. 3rd down and 3, Edwards will run to the right. And he's going to be stopped right at the line to gain. We'll see where they mark it. It looks like a first down, and it is. Needed 3 and got 4.
So we see 3 consecutive QB draws from Edwards. Gets stopped short of the first down on the 2nd down attempt, and he picks it up that time for a first down.
And that's what they're going to do all afternoon, is run number 3. See how much they can spread it around and get the other guys involved, though. From the 38, 1st and 10 for Edwards and company. Edwards with time in the pocket, fires it over the middle, and he overshoots his man. Emmett St. Pierre was streaking into the secondary, and Shiloh Tao there in coverage, incomplete.
Yeah, St. Pierre kind of just past Shiloh Tao. The ball a little bit overthrown from Edwards. And fortunately for TA, that ball is going to hit the turf, and it's going to be 2nd down.
So TA dodges a bullet there as St. Pierre was open. And this time they'll give it to Connor Johnson on the outside. Johnson gets a couple of blocks and gets near the marker.
Yeah, Johnson gets that kind of reverse jet sweep type run on that play. And they're able to pick up the first down. Never mind. Looks like there's a little bit of confusion on the sideline there.
A little confusion with the chain gang. And it's going to be 3rd and short rather than 1st and 10. Edwards up the middle. No secrets for this Bonny Eagle offense. We know it's going to be Terrell Edwards, and he plows his way across midfield for a first down.
Yeah, that's 2 consecutive 3rd downs where we've seen Edwards take the ball himself, call his own number, and pick up the first down. And it shows his abilities running the football, especially when you only need a couple yards.
In that Week 3 game, there were a lot of plays that came down to just inches. Bonny Eagle going for it on 4th down a couple of times and some good spots. Gave TA some advantages. Even though TA won by 2 touchdowns in that game, it was really a lot closer than that. Edwards up the middle. Gains 3. Just trying to impose his will on this TA defense.
Landon Lebrecht, Sam Nelson, and Brady Kiesel on the stop. Gain of 4 brings up a 2nd and 6 from the 44.
Second and 6. Edwards to throw on a slant. It's incomplete in the direction of Brant Abbott. Good job by Ryan Kamiri to swat that ball away in coverage.
Yeah, Edwards looks to find his receiver on a slant, inside slant route on 2nd and 6-ish. But great coverage by Ryan Kamiri, able to kind of knock that one away. And it'll be 3rd down for the Scots here again.
So 1 3rd down converted for Bonny Eagle so far. We'll see if they can make it 2 into Trojans territory. If they don't gain any yardage here, they would have plenty of room to punt. Could be 4 down territory if they get really close to the sticks, however. Edwards, quick toss to the outside. It's deflected and intercepted. Zach Nelson with the pick, and Thornton Academy down at the 27-yard line has a takeaway.
Great play there by Zach Nelson. Had that kind of edge rusher type position there. Edwards looks for a pass on the outside. Nelson kind of bats that one down and able to come down with the football and get a couple extra yards in that return. Great play by this Thornton Academy defense and Zach Nelson.
How about that? Zach Nelson, the junior edge rusher for TA. One of the unsung heroes of this defense, comes up with a huge play, his first career interception, the brother of Sam Nelson. Both edge rushers for the Trojans. And he sets TA up at the 29.
The Bosa Bros have nothing on the Nelson Bros.
Here's Benoit. Benoit taking off, and he's down to the 10. So a huge turn of events in the last couple of plays for the Trojans. Bonny Eagle had the ball in TA territory, and now the Trojans on the doorstep looking to take a 2-touchdown lead early.
I mean, so far in this game, we've seen QB draws on both sides of the football for the Trojans and for the Scots. Wyatt Benoit obviously had that long touchdown, and then another strong run there to pick up the 1st down and set them up inside the red zone. And Edwards, of course, has had a handful of QB draws himself.
Fake it to Parity, Benoit up the middle, and this time nothing doing for the junior.
Snap a little high there. Benoit tries to run it up the middle yet again. The Scots there to wrap him up. It'll be 2nd down.
Final 2 minutes of this first quarter. TA picking up right where they left off from their last 2 games, which they dominated their opponents. And a flag, that'll be a false start on the Trojans, move them back 5 yards. And when you get driven back in the red zone like this, it'll be 2nd and goal from the 14. You have to think TA has a good kicker in JP Baez, so if they're not able to pick up a touchdown here, but they get close, Baez can knock one through and still make it a 2-possession game. But obviously, the main focus is to punch the ball in the end zone here. Three receivers out wide, Cantera, Parity, and Kiesel. Parity in motion. Benoit's going to keep off the right side. Dodging a couple of defenders. And gains about 7 on the play.
That was a pretty creative play design there. They had kind of 2 RPO options. Parity kind of came in, faked it to Parity. Sunderland, they faked a handoff to Sunderland, and Benoit ends up keeping it himself to pick up around 5 yards, 6 yards. It'll be 3rd down now. See what they can do.
From around the 8, Benoit will keep it himself. Cantera's going to throw. Touchdown, Trojans. A little trickery from TA, and Wyatt Benoit with the touchdown reception. Faked me out. Some razzle-dazzle from TA, and Xander Cantera throws a touchdown pass.
I mean, talk about good play design on that other play. Another great play design there. Xander Cantera gets the ball rolling out right and finds the quarterback, Wyatt Benoit. And Wyatt Benoit gets a receiving touchdown.
And somewhere, assistant coach Josh Pulsifer is smiling. JP Baez knocks it through to make it 14-0. Pulsifer may have indicated to us before the game that they had some tricks up their sleeve, and they show it off there. Handing it off to Cantera, who then threw to the quarterback, Wyatt Benoit. And Benoit has a rushing and receiving touchdown. We'll see if he can hit for the cycle and have a passing touchdown somewhere later in this game. All made possible by the interception from the junior Zach Nelson. And his dad is actually doing the chains, Mr. Nelson, so got a good view of the pick there, setting TA up in good field position, and the Trojans able to take advantage. And they lead 14-0, but as we mentioned, this is similar to the Levitt game, and the second half did not go as planned for TA, so we'll see if they can keep their foot on the gas. Special teams hitting hard. We've talked about the special teams all year long, how strong they've been in all phases. A big hit there. Give is to Johnson off the left side. Connor Johnson with a good gain on first down, gets about 7. Johnson, a junior, one of their speedy guys, 5'10", 155.
That'll probably be the last play of the first quarter here.
As time winds down and quarter one is over, Thornton Academy playing some good complementary football, just like they have these last couple weeks, not missing a beat. They lead 14-0 after one.
Hey, Dan, how's that proposal coming?
Just finished. I am sending it right now.
Okay, good. Oh, no. How are we looking for noon? We got like 2 minutes. Dan.
Second quarter about to begin here from Hill Stadium. Bonny Eagle has the ball at their own 27-yard line. It's a 2nd down and 3 for the Scots. Cole Purvis alongside Troy Bolduc and Brandon Vitiello on the camera. Edwards off the fake. It's a good fake. Edwards takes off, fires, and it's incomplete. Knocked away from Emmett St. Pierre. Danny Menard in on the coverage.
Great coverage there by Danny Menard. Edwards kind of rolls out. Almost looks like he was actually past the line of scrimmage when he released that
it was close,
football.
yeah.
But they don't call it. And good coverage by Danny Menard.
course, it matters where your last step was. Even if you're in the air but past the line of scrimmage, it's still legal. So that must have been the case there, and Danny Menard able to swat it away. So Bonny Eagle, we've seen them go to Connor Johnson a couple of times. Emmett St. Pierre, one of their top receivers. These guys have had to step up after C.J. Cooper went down with a season-ending injury in week 2. And this time the Trojans run defense up to the task. And a stop on 3rd down. It's 4th and short. And we'll assume Bonny Eagle will punt here. But for now, now they'll switch off. And the Scots giving TA the ball back, down by 14. Can't feel good about how things have gone in this one. And it's a fake. Brant Abbott's going to take off, and he gets the first down. So for the second week in a row, the opponent runs a trick play on a punt and picks up the first down. We saw Sanford do it with Makai Bougie last week. And Brant Abbott able to scramble for the first down this time to extend the drive.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Cole, that's the second time we've seen a fake punt here in Hill Stadium. And just last week we had one, as you mentioned, against Sanford, and now this week against the Scots. Sanford was unable to really do anything even after they picked up that first down on the fake punt. We'll see if the Scots can get anything going here.
Edwards up the middle, a good fake, and Terrell Edwards nearly broke it, but he's chopped down after a gain of 11. That had big play written all over it after a really good ball fake by Edwards.
Yeah, clutch tackle there from the Trojans secondary. As you mentioned, Cole, Edwards nearly broke free for a long touchdown. Still be a first down for the Scots.
Here's Trevor Nevels, and he's driven back. Sam Nelson and Harold Bunce in on the tackle.
Yeah, the Scots have not seen much success handing the ball off, as this Trojan defensive line has been so stout.
2nd down and about 8. Edwards off the fake. Pocket collapsing. Edwards is going to have to eat it. Going down, Sam Nelson in the backfield with the sack. Hunter Boudreau in the area as well. And it's a huge loss for Bonny Eagle. They'll be faced with 3rd and forever.
I mean, this is an elite performance so far in this game we've seen from this Trojan defensive line. It's the 2nd sack we've seen. That was a big one there to set them up in a 3rd and long here, as well as putting pressure on Edwards, and Nelson getting that tipped ball, which he then intercepted and set the Trojans up for that touchdown. So a great performance so far in this game from this Trojans defensive line.
3rd and 16. Timeout called by the Scots. Sam Nelson with his 5th sack of the season. He leads the team. Remember, going into that Week 3 game against Bonny Eagle, the Trojans had not recorded a sack on the season yet. And Sam Nelson played a big role in really jump-starting their defensive line. And now they've done a much better job over the second half of the season of getting to the quarterback. Nelson leads the team in sacks with 5. Harold Bunce with 103 combined tackles. That's both solo tackles and assisted tackles. And then Ryan Kamiri's done a great job on defense for them. Has 3 interceptions and 4 fumble recoveries. So he's been a turnover machine for them. Trojans will go a little bit lighter in the box this time. Rashawn Dotson checks into the game. He'll play that nickel role for them. playing some prevent defense here on 3rd and 16. Trojans looking to get off the field and get the ball back up 2 scores. Edwards with time in the pocket, launches it deep over the middle, and it's incomplete. Emmett St. Pierre the target, and Brady Kiesel in on the coverage for TA.
Yeah, nice ball there by Edwards. Almost in St. Pierre's hands. He almost came down with that one, but good coverage by Kiesel. That pass ends up getting broken up, and the Scots will now be forced to punt.
Off the hands of St. Pierre, and if you're a TA fan, you held your breath a couple of times on that drive. A couple of opportunities for big plays, but none converted on, as Brant Abbott will just kick it out of bounds.
Yes, that's the 2nd week in a row we've seen a fake punt not turn into anything at the end.
Complimentary football, that's been what it's been from TA. And this offense will come out again. I want to give a shout out to Mauricio Sunderland's father, who's in attendance today. Stopped by the booth to say hi real quick. Watching his son play in this Class A South championship game. Doing a great job. His first year at TA. Has 12 touchdowns on the year. Leads the Trojans in that category. And here he is on the give. Spins out of a tackle, but he's going to lose a yard that time. Mauricio had to step in as a sophomore after Connor Ayub, who was slotted to be the starting running back in the preseason, went down with a season-ending collarbone injury in Week 1 against Portland. So Sunderland has been the guy ever since, and he's done a very nice job. High snap. Benoit's going to keep it. Pitches it to Parody on the outside, and Parody drags his way down to the 40.
Yeah, we see a fake handoff to Mauricio Sunderland. Benoit has that kind of read option type and decides to pitch it to Parody, who picks up a couple extra yards. It'll be around 3rd and 6-ish. See what the Trojans can do here.
Cole Sear on the stop for Bonny Eagle on that play. Benoit, pocket collapsing, tipped at the line, and it falls incomplete dangerously. Pressure off the edge by Caden Sullivan, big number 55, and Benoit pass interfered with, but falls harmlessly incomplete. Trojans will have to punt for the 2nd time this afternoon.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Cole Benoit kind of hit as he threw the ball. The ball's just kind of lofting out there. Unfortunately for Thornton Academy, that ball hits the ground before it was potentially intercepted by a Scots defender. So TA will punt here, but better punt than turn the ball over on an interception like that.
Fernando Ungai into punt for TA. And it's blocked. A blocked punt. And here's a chance for Bonny Eagle. It's picked up by number 21, Will Warner. And a huge play for the Scots. Could potentially shift momentum as Fernando Ungai's punt was blocked.
Yeah, down 14-0. The Scots need to get some momentum going to stay in this game. And obviously that is huge for them, as they're now on the Thornton Academy 32-ish.
Yep, 32. First punt was almost blocked, but this one they do get to it. Edwards looking to take advantage. Fakes it to Nevels, going deep on the first play of the drive, and that pass is hauled in inside the 5 by Brant Abbott. His first catch of the afternoon is a big one, and the Scots will go up-tempo here, looking to punch this ball in.
Yeah, great ball there by Edwards and a great catch by Abbott, as the Scots will now be very close to punching in their first touchdown of the game.
Looks like they're right at the 5. Neville's the back. Edwards will roll out, looking to get to the edge, breaking a couple tackles, and TA's defense able to contain him that time. Gain of just about 1.
Yeah, Edwards tries to get around the edge there, but Thornton Academy does a good job wrapping up and forcing a second down here.
Second and goal from the 4.
Edwards again. They're going to run him all day long. Did he break the plane? He did. Touchdown, Bonny Eagle. Terrell Edwards takes it in on the ground.
We've already seen a bunch of times in this game Edwards on those QB draws when they only need around 4 yards. He's been productive on that. They've done it a couple times on third down, this time for the touchdown. And now it's going to be a one-possession game.
Lining up to go for 2 right now, and now they'll shift in the extra point formation. Brant Abbott, who had the big catch on that drive, is the kicker for Bonny Eagle. Edwards the holder. Good snap, good hold. Kick is good. And it's 14-7, so Bonny Eagle blocks the punt and takes it in just 3 plays later. The punt was blocked by Ben Augustino. Will Warner had the return. Brant Abbott with a big catch to set them up at the 5. And then 2 run plays later, Terrell Edwards is into the end zone for a Bonny Eagle touchdown. The response they desperately needed.
Yeah, good job by the Scots to capitalize on the momentum they got from that block punt. We'll see if TA can respond and take back that 14-point lead.
Second Saturday afternoon game for Thornton Academy football this season. Their last one was the Levitt game. Other than that, they've all been Friday nights.
To kick off for the Scots, Brant Abbott. P3C for the Trojans, Ryan Camary, Jackson Parody, and Sam McCantar.
Oxford Hills up 7-0 over Portland after 1 quarter. So the number 2 seed Oxford Hills looking to go to their 3rd consecutive state championship game. It's a squib kick from Abbott. He'll let it roll all the way back to Jack Parody. And he is taken down out across the 25. Trojans are going to need a drive here. Can't let Bonny Eagle capture any more momentum. We'll see how much they've learned from that Levitt game and how to play physical for all 48 minutes. Benoit up the middle on the fake and a short gain.
We see Benoit call his own number again on the QB draw. Able to pick up a couple. We'll see what else they can do here.
From the 33.
Benoit calls his own number again, as you said, Troy, and this time he's chopped down. Brant Abbott with the tackle, and we are actively seeing the momentum shift towards Bonny Eagle here with 5 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, potentially becoming a little predictable as the Scots saw that one coming from a mile away, able to sack Benoit for a loss of a couple yards. It'll now be 3rd and long.
Third down and 10 from the 30. Benoit will have to put the ball in the air here. Benoit with pressure off the edge, launches it deep downfield. It's incomplete. Cantero was bumped on the route, and there's no call. Perhaps they are saying it was uncatchable That would be the only explanation for that one, because Cantera was hit before the pass dropped. And the crowd, of course, upset about that, wanting a flag. They won't get one. It'll be 4th and 10, and the Trojans will have to punt.
Yeah, 3rd and long. Benoit looks to take a shot down the field to one of his favorite receivers in Cantera. As you mentioned, Cole, Cantera kind of ends up on the ground before the ball is delivered. No call, though.
This time a good punt from Ungai, sails over the head of Kyle Blaney and does not take a great TA bounce. That could have been really damaging if it got a good TA bounce, but it doesn't. Still, though, a great punt from Ungai. Had some good hang time on it, and down to the 19. Questionable no call there from the officials. Like I said, the only explanation could be that it might have been uncatchable, probably out of the reach of Cantera if he had not been interfered with, but hard to know for sure. And now Bonny Eagle with a chance to tie this game up if they can go on an 81-yard drive. .4:22 to go in the first half. The Scots will get the ball to come out of the second half. Edwards on the fake, looking deep, lofting one over the middle. It's tipped, and they caught it. Oh, what a catch by Brant Abbott. It was tipped in the air by Ryan Kamiri, and Brant Abbott comes down with the football.
I mean, that's unbelievable right there.
That's Seahawks in the Super Bowl type catch
That's
right
exactly
there.
what I was thinking of. Jermaine Kearse type. I mean, it looked like a great breakup from, I believe it was Ryan Kamiri. The ball just kind of drops right where it needed to for the Scots to end up catching that and getting a huge play. I mean, that shows where the momentum's at right there.
1st and 10 from the 48. Edwards has not been shy to let it fly down the middle, taking some deep shots in this first half. And now they'll go back to the run. Edwards just picking his way for a gain of 5.
Darrell Edwards on the keeper. Brady Kizo. Shiloh Tao. Hunter Boudreaux on the stop. And a 4 brings up a 2nd and 6 from 48.
Shades of the Levitt game here. But if you're TA, have to remember that you're still in the lead and stay in it mentally. 2nd down and 6 from the 48 of TA. Quick screen pass to the outside. That's caught by Kyle Blaney and does a nice job shedding the tackler. Shiloh Tao was dragged for a couple extra yards there, and it'll be a 1st down for the Scots.
The Scots stringing together a pretty solid possession. They still have plenty of time if they want to try and tie this game up. And as you mentioned, Cole, Thornton Academy just needs to stay dialed in mentally and not get carried away with the momentum that is currently definitely on the side of Bonny Eagle.
Well into TA territory now. 3.5 to go in the first half. McAvoy, the tight end, in motion. They'll give it to Nevels. And Bonny Eagle really running the ball with some authority here.
Darrell Nevels, the ball carrier. Liam Heyer and Brady Kiesel with the stop. Gain of 5 brings up a 2nd and 5 from the 34.
Neither team wanting their season to end. You had to figure Bonny Eagle was going to punch TA in the mouth at some point and put together some good football, and they've done that here. 2nd and 5. They'll go back to Nevels on the outside, and he is going to be stopped just a yard short of the 1st down.
Nevels, the ball carrier. Sam Nelson with the tackle.
Big 3rd and 1 here for TA.
So far, we've seen a lot of QB draws from Edwards in these 3rd and short situations.
And of course it's Edwards, and he's taken down for a loss. Harold Bunce got there first and able to trip up Edwards. It's a loss of 1. It'll be about 4th down and 2, and have to figure the Scots will go for it here. So TA is going to have to do it again.
I wouldn't be surprised if Edwards tries another one on 4th and short here.
I would be surprised if it's not Edwards here.
Exactly.
So a huge chance to get some of that momentum back if you're the Trojans. It's Edwards on the keep. Edwards picking his way. He's going to be close. We'll see where they spot it. Bonny Eagle signaling 1st down. It's going to be really close, and just like that Week 3 matchup, it's going to come down to inches once again. See if there's a measurement. Of course, both sides signaling, and it looks like the Trojans have pulled off the stop.
Great job by the Thornton Academy defensive line. They knew that Edwards was coming, and they were able to wrap him up and stop him from picking up the 1st down on a 4th and short situation. Thornton Academy will get the ball back, and that was a good way to kind of stop the momentum from the Scots there. And TA can try to reclaim the momentum, as they still have 1 minute and 48 seconds. They still have time to do something if they want to.
And how many times are we going to see this between these two teams? A 4th and inches situation. 1:48 to go, 1st half. Trojans with the ball on the Bonny Eagle 30. Bonny Eagle looking to dial up some pressure. Benoit with a good catch on the high snap, and he's taken down for a loss. That could potentially kill this drive as the clock keeps ticking. Trojans with 2 timeouts, Bonny Eagle with just 1. And with a negative play there, the Trojans might be content to just run the ball here and not let anything happen.
Yeah, the snap a little high on that play for Benoit. Ends up getting sacked. Now TA in a 2nd and long situation, as you mentioned, Cole, will probably just eat it till the end of the 1st half here.
Under a minute. Bonny Eagle does get the ball to come out of the break. Here's Sunderland with a good carry. Just what TA needed. Gets past that original line of scrimmage. We'll see if Bonny Eagle calls a timeout here. It doesn't appear they will. On a cold day from Hill Stadium, Trojans lead 14-7. If we have time, I can't say for sure, but we might have Jeff Christianberry up for a interview at halftime, as we have in the past. And it looks like both teams content to run out the clock and go into the locker room here. It's a good one from Hill Stadium. Timeout called by TA with 6.7 seconds left. Third down and 9. A timeout call now by Bonny Eagle. That's their final timeout of the 1st half.
Some double timeout action with 6 seconds left. Wonder if TA will try to dial something in here. Will likely just run it.
But the thing is, well, a run play takes 6 seconds. But Bonny Eagle is out of timeout, so it should be no harm done for TA. See, I don't understand then why they would take a timeout. Just let TA run the ball. You still have a timeout in your pocket then. And you could use that, force the Trojans to punt, and maybe get something happen there. And now they'll just kneel this ball down. Bonny Eagle again can't stop the clock. And a real good first half. The Trojans come out firing, picking up right where they left off from the last couple of weeks. And then Bonny Eagle plays much, much better at the end of the first half in the second quarter. We will go to the break here on TA TV. Stick with us. Second half coming up in this Class A South Regional Final.
Run over here.
Is this my room? Wow, Dad! Is this your room?
Hey, Dan. How's that proposal coming?
Just finished. I am sending it right now.
Okay, good. Oh, no. How are we looking for noon? We got like 2 minutes. Dan.
I chose to attend TAMS because it was a change of scenery. It was a much smaller school.
Because of the amazing teachers.
How small it is and the community about it and how everybody knows each other.
You can know all the kids here, so it makes it much more easier to make friends.
They just get you ready for high school.
TAMS is special.
TAMS is amazing.
TAMS is fabulous.
TAMS is fun.
TAMS feels like a family.
Back at the half from Dr. Paul S. Hill Jr. Stadium in this Class A South Regional Final game between Thornton Academy and Bonny Eagle. Trojans up by a touchdown at the half. We're now joined by our guy Jeff Christianberry, who's been getting some videos and photos down on the sideline for us. You've had a nice up-close look at this game. What have you seen from the first half between these two teams?
Very typical battle between two teams who, have been here before, and two teams that have been here before and know how to win championships. Their coaching, it's been a little cagey, a couple big plays. Obviously had the interception for Thornton Academy that led to the touchdown, and then you also had the blocked punt, the partially blocked punt for Bonny Eagle that put them in position. It's going to come down to, I think, a special teams play or some turnover, I think, in the end of this game. I give Thornton Academy the edge. There was some kind of crazy plays by Bonny Eagle. They had that wild catch that was tipped off. I think it was Danny Menard was defending on that play. Hit the Bonny Eagle's chest, their foot, and then he finally caught it. Put them in position, though they didn't score off that possession, which is kind of good for the Trojans. Overall, Thornton Academy offensively, I like to see them try to get the ball into Jack Parady's hand a little bit more. Mauricio Sunderland also hasn't been able to do a whole lot. So, again, you go back to about 6 minutes ago in this half, and you're like, oh, Thornton Academy's dominating this game. It's 14-0. That could be a runaway. But when you really look deeper, it's not like they're getting great possessions every time. They punted a few times as well. So, Bonny Eagle comes out with the first possession here of the second half, which I think is going to be a crucial one. If they go down and score, and the thing about Thornton Academy, as we've talked about all year, I don't want to use the term front runners, but when they get down, when they've been down in some of these games, it's been tough to come back for them. So when they're ahead, they seem to be a much more confident team. So let's hope that they keep this lead, come out, stop them on 3 and out, maybe get the ball back, start controlling the clock, pounding the rock. If they get up by 2 scores, or even 3 scores, I don't see Bonny Eagle coming back here either. So good first half. It's very windy on the field. It hasn't really affected the kicking game that much. We've seen some passes, a decent amount of passes for both teams. Not many penalties, really. They had the one penalty that negated the touchdown here for Thornton Academy on the punt return. I don't know how necessary it was. I don't know if it was something that sprung him, but just try to play your game. I'm sure Coach Kiesel's in there saying, hey, we played a pretty good half. We're winning in this regional final. There's not much else to complain about.
Yeah, shades of the Levitt game for me, and that's what concerns you as a TA fan a little bit, how Levitt came out and really punched him in the mouth in the second half. We'll see if Bonny Eagle can do something similar. We're looking at this Portland-Oxford Hills game right now. It's 15-7, correct? Yep.
15-7 at halftime, Portland.
Portland's winning.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Oxford Hills was leading 7-0, and then Portland got a touchdown, then a safety, and looks like they scored just before the half as well. So, yeah, I give Portland obviously a huge edge even before that in this game. I thought that game had to be, if Oxford Hills was going to win, it had to be like a 10-7, 14-something game. But if it gets high scoring, Portland seems to be a better team. Though, as we were talking about pregame, Cole, it's like Oxford Hills, look at their schedule, and they played they played a pretty tough schedule. Portland, not so much. So it was really interesting to see how that was going to happen. And of course, Portland, if they win and we hold on for the win, it'll be another matchup with Portland in the state championship. It'll be the 3rd time in the last 10 years that we played them for states. Of course, the first 2 times the Maroon and Gold came out on top.
Yeah, and to me, it's ridiculous that they didn't play in the regular season. Portland and Oxford Hills, 2 best teams out of their region, and we have to wait till the playoffs, but I guess that makes it that much more of a mystery in this playoff game here. And Portland could potentially go to the state championship and potentially win it in their first year back in Class A, or we could have part 3 of TA Oxford Hills, or Bonny Eagle could come in here and make a little comeback in the second half to send themselves to Fitzpatrick Stadium. It's going to be very interesting. One of the strongest Final Fours we've had here in Class A in a long time. I know last year TA blew out Sanford to go to the last game, and then Oxford Hills beat Bonny Eagle quite easily. So a lot stronger of a Final Four here. I think all 4 teams feel good about their chances to win the gold ball. And that's going to do it for this halftime report here from Hill Stadium. We will be back in a couple of minutes for the second half. Stick around here on TA TV. It's the Class A South Regional Final from Dr. Paul S. Hill Jr. Stadium on the campus of Thornton Academy between the Thornton Academy Golden Trojans and the Bonny Eagle Scots, with the Trojans leading at 14-7 at the half. Cole Purvis alongside Troy Bolduc here on TATV. Brandon Vitiello doing a good job on the camera. I want to thank Jeff Christianberry for speaking with us at halftime. Troy, your thoughts on the first half and your predictions for the second half here as Bonny Eagle gets the kick.
Well, we've seen a lot of momentum shifts. Obviously, Thornton Academy kind of started the game with the momentum on their side, starting 14-0, and then it looked like Bonny Eagle had their momentum going for a little bit, and then TA kind of capturing it at the very end. So we'll see who can kind of have the momentum going. I think the Scots have the ball to start the second half here, so we'll see who wins this momentum battle. That's always a huge thing. We've seen a lot of QB draws on both sides of the football, as we've mentioned. Wyatt Benoit and Terrell Edwards running the ball a lot. Both have played a large part in both of their offensive production to this point. So I'm curious to see how this goes. I'm curious to see if they'll try to mix it up or if they'll continue to rely on both of their quarterbacks to run the football.
It's a touchback. JP Baez kicks it into the end zone. And something to note for TA is that their skill position players haven't been as productive as in past weeks. Mauricio Sunderland hasn't gotten a ton going. Neither has Jack Parody and Xander Cantera. Besides the touchdown pass that he did have, he does not have either a carry or a catch yet in this game.
Yeah, I mean, TA's scores have both been on, either the long touchdown run from Wyatt Benoit or the interception from Zach Nelson that resulted in, as you mentioned, that pass from Xander Cantera to Wyatt Benoit. So some unique plays have set up TA to score. So yeah, not a ton of production from the skill players, as you mentioned, Cole.
Here's Edwards. Fakes it to Nevels, rolls out, throws it across his body, and Nevels is wide open, being chased by Hunter Boudreau, and he's taken down at the 40 by Danny Menard. So Bonny Eagle with a good gain on first down.
Kind of a typically ill-advised throw, as Edwards was kind of rolling out right and threw it kind of across the field as he was falling back, but Nevels was there for the football and able to get a nice gain there for the first down of the second half here.
Bonny Eagle's offense really coming to life. St. Pierre goes in motion. A pair of receivers out wide. Now they'll send another man in motion. Edwards. This time he's stuffed, and a good stop by TA's defense might have gotten a yard. Hunter Boudreau, one of the first guys in there, but multiple Trojans defenders driving back Terrell Edwards, the Bonny Eagle quarterback.
Yeah, nice stop there by the Trojan defensive line. As I mentioned, we saw Edwards kind of chip away the entire first half, just picking up a couple yards at a time. So if they can snuff that out and either allow, no yards, a loss of yards, or 1 yard, that could be huge.
Edwards lofts it over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Kyle Blaney. Shiloh Tao in on the coverage. And as always, he's fired up. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
Thornton Academy puts pressure on Edwards there, a little bit hit as he threw the ball. And a good job by Shiloh Tao to break that up.
Just kind of came over the top and was able to interfere just enough. Good timing as well. Made sure not to hit him early. 3rd down and 9. What more could you want? TA and Bonny Eagle on a cold November afternoon to play for a regional final crown. Edwards, clean pocket. Edwards now slings it over the middle. Incomplete. Danny Menard playing lockdown defense, and there's a flag at the last moment. They're going to call a tug on Menard. Crowd is irate at that call, and it's going to give Bonny Eagle a 1st down. Menard swatting that ball away.
Yeah, they're going to call it on Menard. I thought that was great defense by Menard. Able to bat that ball down, but they're going to call him, for holding
Had to have been a little tug there that the official saw.
So that'll be a first down for the Scots. That's a huge penalty, as it would have been third down.
Yeah, obviously a huge call, and now Bonny Eagle, by way of the penalty, is into Trojan territory. 3 receivers out wide. Edwards has to dump it down to Nevels. Nevels shakes a tackle, gets a block, and takes a big hit out of bounds, and another flag. We'll check on the penalty, but how about the awareness from Terrell Edwards as TA had a free rusher in the backfield, able to just check it down to his running back real quickly. And it appears this is coming back. It's going to be a hold on the offense. Must have caught something off that left side. So they will replay first down. That'll back the Scots up to the 48.
We've got a lively crowd here in attendance today for this.
Oh, yeah. Gotta be. Sometimes restless at times. TA fan section, the "You Can't Do That" chant, decked out in maroon and gold today. TA trying to not let their season end at the hands of the Bonny Eagle Scots. Here's Nevels up the middle with a big hole and gets past the original line of scrimmage. Big hole opened up for Trevor Nevels, the senior running back.
Decent pickup, but due to the penalty, they still have a looking at a 2nd and long here.
It'll be 9 yards to gain the first down. Haven't seen much of Owen Sperry yet, who they'll use quite a bit, but haven't yet today. It's a toss to Ben Augustino, looking for blocks, and well played by TA's defense. Stops him after a gain of a couple. Augustino had the punt block in the first half, which really started Bonny Eagle's charge.
Yeah, we've got another 3rd and long situation here. We'll see if this Thornton Academy defense can hold strong and force them to punt.
3rd down and 8, huge play with 9 minutes left in the third quarter. Can Edwards and the Scots extend the drive? He'll fake it, rolls to his left. Edwards launches deep down the middle for Abbott, and it's incomplete. Ryan Kamiri was right there, step for step with him. Not a great decision to throw the ball by Edwards there, with great coverage by the junior Ryan Kamiri, and it is 4th down.
Yeah, Edwards kind of rolls out left there. Looked like he might have been able to pick up a couple extra yards, but in that 3rd and 8-ish type situation, he tries to go for it all. And as you mentioned, great coverage there by Ryan Kamiri, and they're going to go for it they're going to punt on 4th down.
Abbott with a short little kick towards the sideline. It'll take a sideways roll, maybe not quite the punt or the roll that they wanted, but it'll still back up TA out around the 18 or it looks like about the 16 they're going to mark it. So here comes this offense, who has 2 touchdowns on the board already, but kind of sputtered out towards the end of the first half, looking for something here. He'll start on the left hash with Sunderland in the backfield. Benoit from the gun. And they'll give it to Sunderland. And not much there for the sophomore, Mauricio Sunderland.
That's one thing I do have to give credit to this Scots defense, is they've done a good job kind of minimizing the production from Mauricio Sunderland. We know how much of a weapon he can be, and the Scots have done a good job to limit his production so far in this game.
Cantera in motion. Benoit to throw, a quick toss to the outside, and it is in the direction of Parody. We'll see if they call it a catch or not. They are calling it a catch. However, for a short gain, it'll be 3rd down and about 9.
3rd down, 8 from the 19.
3rd and 8 from the 19. The Trojans offense looking for some life here. Can they get enough to move the ball downfield and extend the lead? Benoit's going to take off on 3rd and 8. Shakes a tackle. Wyatt Benoit out to the sideline. He's going to pick up a 1st down once again on a 3rd and 8. Benoit does it with his legs and picks up the 1st. Remember, in the first half, that same scenario. 3rd down, 8 yards to go. He took it to the house, and now he takes it with his legs once again and moves the chains.
Yeah, Wyatt Benoit's production running the football has been so huge for this Thornton Academy offense as he picks up a nice 1st down on 3rd. We'll see what else they can do on this possession.
Quick toss to the outside. Here's Parody looking for blocks, and he's driven back after a gain of 5. So the quick passing game, looking to work that to their advantage. And smart by TA, knowing that their best play is to get their quarterback on the run. Just because it's 3rd and long doesn't mean you have to throw the ball. Much higher percentage play to pick it up on the ground. With the speed of Benoit, he'll go back to him here, and he's going to pick up maybe a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Third down, 3 from the 37-yard line.
From the 37, what will Coach Kiesel and the offense dial up here? Benoit, a good fake. Benoit's going to pick this up easily and more. Wyatt Benoit to the outside, racing down the sideline, using his speed. Benoit, touchdown! Wyatt Benoit breaks off a huge run and extends the lead.
We are witnessing a masterclass from Wyatt Benoit running the football. That's his 2nd long touchdown run of the game. A great one there as he was able to tightrope the sideline and avoid getting tackled. A great touchdown run from Wyatt Benoit on another 3rd down. Great play by Wyatt Benoit and the Trojans to extend their lead here.
A couple of stiff arms and just speed to get to the edge and score that touchdown. And you could see that developing from a mile away. As Baez knocks it through to make it 21-7, there's a flag down. So we'll check on that. But you could really see that developing. Another fantastic fake by Wyatt Benoit, faking it to Sunderland, and had all the green grass in front of him for a 1st down. And with that good of a fake, pretty much anybody could have picked up the 1st down. But the fact that he could take it the distance as well, really impressive and shows how fast he is. Gives the fan section something to cheer about. 21-7, Thornton Academy on top of Bonny Eagle in this Class A South Regional Final. It's a big day of high school sports around the state of Maine. As you see, the penalty is going to move the kickoff up quite a bit. So JP Baez kicking from the Bonny Eagle 45-yard line. Something you don't see every day. We'll see if he just kicks into the end zone. And a touchback.
Baez kick through the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10, Scots from their own 20.
Yeah, JP Baez, we know he has a leg. No issue getting the touchback there. Honestly, almost looked like he could have made a field goal from that distance. He's got the leg for it.
He was practicing kicks from 55 yards out. I don't think, obviously, because they don't anticipate doing that in a game, but they did have a returner back there as well, maybe practicing just fielding a field goal or something like that if that situation comes up. But he did attempt a 55-yarder in warm-ups. He was well short, as you can imagine, but he does have the range. And now a big drive for Bonny Eagle, as TA really righted the ship with that drive there. Edwards. They've been using this air raid offense all afternoon, being chased by Nelson, fires it downfield, and overshoots Ben Augustino over on that far sideline. Ryan Kamiri in coverage. So we came in expecting them to pound the rock with Edwards, but it's been the opposite. He's dropped back to pass quite a bit today, and on first down even doing so.
Yeah, Augustino kind of had that go route initially, and then Edwards rolls out right. And Augustino tries to help his quarterback. He cuts it back. The pass a little bit high, though, so that one will go incomplete.
I want to thank you all for watching on TATV. I'm Cole Purvis, alongside Troy Bulldog, Brandon Vitiello doing our camera work. And what will be our final fall sports broadcast of the season. Edwards to the outside, and he's taken out after a gain of 2. The state championship game will be, I believe, broadcast by WHOU. Have to check on that. It won't be us, of course. We'll still be tweeting and updating the Instagram from Hill Stadium if it is TA that advances. Got to take care of business first, though. 3rd and 6 for Bonny Eagle from the 21, and a timeout is called.
Timeout Trojans. That's their first, second half.
Coach Kiesel has to burn one here with 5:10 to go in the third quarter. We talked about the injuries this season for Bonny Eagle. There were some key injuries for TA as well, as you see Carter Luca in street clothes out there in the huddle. He was a defensive starter for them and went down earlier this season, as well as Connor Ayub, who was slotted as their starting running back preseason. Went down with a collarbone injury week 1 against Portland. That put him out for the season. And the final home game for this group of seniors had senior night a couple of weeks ago, but this is officially the last one at Hill Stadium for this group of 17 seniors on this TA team. Read them off real quick. Dom Champagne, Harry Bunce, Sam Nelson, Brady Kiesel, Hunter Boudreau, Danny Menard, Micah Geekus. I'll read the rest after this play here. It's 3rd down and 6 for Bonny Eagle. Edwards to throw, launching deep down the near side, and he throws it over the head of Emmett St. Pierre. Danny Menard out there in coverage.
Yeah, good coverage by Danny Menard. But it looked like St. Pierre actually slowed down before that pass came in. So I think that pass was actually right on the money, but a little bit of, I guess, a miscommunication or a misread by St. Pierre there.
Abbott, he's going to fake it. Abbott takes off, and he's tripped up short of the marker. We'll see where they spot it, but it appeared at first glance that he didn't get it. And another huge call that's going to come down to inches. They're going to move the chains. So for the second time in this game, Brant Abbott scrambles for a first down on a fake punt. Bonny Eagle takes a gamble, and once again, it pays off.
Yeah, I mean, TA, that's now the 3rd time they've seen a fake punt attempt in these last 2 weeks, and a first down has been picked up on all 3 of them. Certainly something, you know, you'd like to clean up. Obviously easier said than done.
1st and 10 from the 20. And if TA is to lose this game, you'll of course have to go back to those fake punts to point to. Gain of 2 on first down for the Scots. And if TA is to advance, that's something they'll have to clean up in film for the state championship game, and I'm sure something that Oxford Hills and Portland will also look to take advantage of, should they be in a position to try and pull off a fake punt. 2nd and 8, Edwards once again to throw, wants it all, looking downfield, and it's a fight for the football, and it's intercepted! Picked off by Ryan Kamiri, his 4th pick of the season, and he gives the Trojans the ball right back.
Edwards tries the deep 50-50 ball, and Ryan Kamiri comes down with it. A great play to high point that football by Ryan Kamiri and come down with the football. Huge play for Thornton Academy.
If you know Ryan Kamiri, he's aggressive, and I'm sure he was ripping that football right away from the receiver there. A 50-50 ball, he's going to win. Perfect example of just wanting it more than the other guy right there. And TA looking to go up 3 scores here, up 21-7 with 3:44 to go in the 3rd quarter. Benoit will fake it. Launching over the middle, incomplete, waiting for a flag. And there isn't one. It looked like the corner got there a little bit early. Kyle Blaney in on the coverage. But it's going to be a no call.
Yeah, Parody gets a little bit tripped up there, unable to come down with the football.
$1,074 in attendance for today's game. It'll now be 2nd and 10 from the 30-yard line. Crowd still not over that no call there. Benoit's going to keep it himself and picks up a yard.
Yeah, not too much there. It'll be around a 3rd and 9-ish.
TA's production against Bonny Eagle both this game and back in week 3 came from the big play. Benoit with 2 huge runs in this one for touchdowns. And against the Scots the first time, it was a 77-yarder to Jack Parody along with a 36-yarder to Xander Cantera that produced 2 of their touchdowns. So they can really hit on the big play, but manufacturing a drive of 8+, 9+ plays is something that they haven't been able to do as much this year. On 3rd down and 9, last time in this situation, Benoit picked it up with his legs. We'll see what they do here. He's going to look to take off, now pitches it to Sunderland at the last moment, and that we've seen quite a bit before, and Bonny Eagle able to sniff it out.
Yeah, we see another RPO out left. And as you mentioned, the Scots able to stuff that one out.
Kevin Kiesel versus Kevin Cooper. A huge coaching matchup. Both have won multiple state titles, as there's a, I believe, Bonny Eagle player down on that far sideline. Either TA or Bonny Eagle, I'm not quite sure. Getting word that it's a TA player, actually. And it's Jack Parody. Walks it off with a little bit of a limp. So we'll hope that he can get back into this game as soon as possible. Of course, one of their key offensive players. And Fernando Ungai is in the punt.
Fernando Ongai, deep to receive for the Scots, Trevor Neville.
Ungai gets it away. Neville's back deep to receive, but the kick bounces out of bounds around the 35.
Yeah, that one was nearly blocked again. Good job by Ungai to get that one off.
First and 10, Scots. From their own 4-yard line.
Want to take this moment to remind you to follow Thornton Academy Football on Instagram and X. On Instagram, it's at Thornton_FB. And I believe it's the same username on X as well. Put out some good content on both of those platforms, as well as the TA Athletics account on X. First and 10 from the 40 for the Scots. Edwards up the middle, plowing his way, lowers the shoulder, and the ball is free. And it's hopped on by Brady Kiesel, but they're going to say that Edwards was down before the fumble. So take it away.
Yeah, tough to really tell from our angle. But the refs are going to call him down. Obviously would have been a huge play for Thornton Academy if they did end up getting the football back. Instead, the Scots will keep the football in like a 2nd and 2 situation here.
It was a real good run from Edwards, lowered the shoulder and ran with some real power there. Yep, 2nd and 2. First down is right at midfield. Edwards looking deep, now escapes, and he's finally going to have to eat the sack from Sam Nelson. It's a loss of 3 on the play and a little indecisive. Probably should have thrown it away at the end of the play there, but he'll have to take the sack. It'll be 3rd down and 5. We got an update that late stages in the 3rd quarter, Portland is up 22-7 over Oxford Hills. Edwards taken off, and he's going to be real close. It looks like he did get it. First down right on the midfield stripe. I would think that's going to be a first down, but for now they're marking it
just short, it looks like.
Just barely short. Again, game of inches. And Edwards' knee must have came down just before. It's going to be an official's timeout. They're going to measure this one. From my vantage point, it looked like he got it. We'll have to see if that's the result or not. Bonny Eagle's been unlucky with some of these spots so far.
4th and less than a yard from the 49-yard line.
They're going to keep it where it is. Edwards from the gun.
I'd expect a QB sneak here.
Edwards stuffed at the line. Did he get there? Once again, it's going to be really close. We'll have to wait for the measurement.
Looks like they're going to give it to him.
First down, Bonny Eagle. And time will wind down on the 3rd quarter. We'll see if Bonny Eagle runs another play with under 10 seconds left. It's a give to Nevels up the middle. Pushes the pile for a good gain of 5 yards, and we will head to the 4th quarter from Hill Stadium. 21-7, Thornton Academy leads. Bonny Eagle looking to hold on to this lead in the 4th quarter and punch their ticket to the state championship. We'll see you for the 4th on TATV.
Hey, Dan, how's that proposal coming?
Just finished. I am sending it right now.
Okay, good. Oh, no. How are we looking for noon? We got like 2 minutes. Dan.
We have entered the fourth. TA and Bonny Eagle battling it out for the right to go to Fitzpatrick Stadium next week for the state championship. Bonny Eagle now going towards the east end zone. 2nd down and 5. Scots need a touchdown to try and cut this to one possession. Quick throw to the outside, and he had a man open. Brant Abbott was over there on the sideline, but just too high of a pass from Edwards.
Yeah, Abbott looked to be open. He had a couple steps on his defender. Edwards just overthrows him. As it'll now be 3rd down.
Likely 4-down territory if they don't get this. Edwards has not been shy to air it out so far this game. He'll do so again. Dancing in the pocket. Edwards taking off, lost the ball. It bounces right back into his hands, and he picks up the 1st down. Edwards showing off the basketball skills with a little dribble there and picks it right back up. What a break for Bonny Eagle as he just dropped the football.
I mean, yeah, that was very irregular. Edwards rolls out right, literally just loses the football.
It's not basketball season yet. That starts in a couple weeks.
I mean, yeah, they are. I mean, a football, obviously a unique shape. It's not very common that it just bounces right back up where you want it to. Fortunately for the Scots, it does bounce right back into Edwards' arms.
Speaking of basketball, that TA Bonny Eagle game at the end of last season was quite controversial. I'm sure Bonny Eagle wants some revenge for that. Here's Kyle Blaney on a jet sweep to the outside. Zach Nelson there first, and Danny Menard in to finish him off.
Second down, 10 from the 37.
Taking a look at Jack Parody trying to stretch out that left leg on the sideline. We'll see if he returns to this game. Of course, huge to TA's offensive success. 2nd down and 10. Neville's in motion. They'll fake it to him. Edwards looking deep. Landon Lebrecht got there, and he's going to be sacked. Multiple Trojan defenders collapse on Terrell Edwards, and Lebrecht, the senior, the first one to put a hit on him.
There is a flag on the play. I'm not sure what the call is, but yes, Thornton Academy defensive line swarms Edwards.
Landon Lebrecht, the senior, who missed the last couple weeks of the regular season with an injury, back and makes a play. They're going to wave off the flag, and that play will stand. It'll be 3rd down and 15. We'll see what the move is here for Coach Kevin Cooper. Probably content to just take a short screen pass here and try and get it to the point where it's 4th down and manageable. Edwards feeling pressure once again, gets rid of it, and it's short of his target in the direction of Ben Augustino. TA's defensive line has ramped up the intensity and gets into the backfield. Edwards not able to get enough mustard on that pass to find his receiver. It'll be 4th down and 15.
Yeah, Edwards wrapped up very quickly. Tries to get rid of the football. He does, but short of his receiver. And it'll be 4th and long here.
And even if you don't get it here, still the part of the field as it looks like they're going to punt. I was going to say still the part of the field where you could get a 3 and out from TA's offense. Still get the ball back with plenty of time. They're going to punt, and it's going to be a fake again, it appears, until now, and it's blocked. Ball popped straight up into the air, and it's going to roll to the 40 or the 39-yard line Abbott was looking to throw and then got the punt off at the last second, but it was blocked, and TA Special Teams with a play once again.
Yeah, Abbott, as you mentioned, Cole, looking downfield, trying to find a receiver. Nobody was there. He decided to just try and get a punt off, but Thornton Academy was already right there and able to block that punt. TA now getting to start this possession with some decent field position.
So here we go, 1st and 10 from the 39. Ryan Kamiri in there on offense. Here's Sunderland. He's been bottled up most of the day and is able to squeeze through for a gain of about 3.
Mauricio Sunderland, the ball carrier. Corey Habu. Colby McCormick with the tackle. Gain of 3 brings up a 2nd down and 7 from the 42-yard line.
Second down and 7. TA can do a lot of damage on this drive if they're able to put it in the end zone. Benoit content to just fall down after a gain of about 3. A flag flies at the last moment.
Another snap, a little bit high. Benoit kind of rolls out left, trying to get something going. The Scots there waiting for him, as you mentioned. And it looks like there's going to be a holding call on the Trojans.
Want to give you a quick update on the Portland-Oxford Hills game. Of course, the winner of this game will move on to face the winner of that game. It was 22-7 Portland. Now it's 22-14, so Oxford Hills has scored a touchdown to put them a little bit closer. Portland, of course, playing their home games at Fitzpatrick Stadium. And they would not have to go anywhere next week because that's the location of the game. Normally a neutral site, but sometimes it just happens that the team that plays there will get to play the state game there as well. Here's Sunderland. He's stuffed. Nothing's been there. Bonny Eagle's run defense, at least when TA tries to run it between the tackles, has been pretty solid. It's been when TA takes it to the outside that they've had trouble. Sunderland had a touchdown in that Week 3 matchup to put the Trojans up in the 4th quarter. This TA offense averaging 27 points a game. Put up 45 last week and 50 the week before, so they've been at their best when it matters most. Here's Sunderland looking to break one, and a good run by the sophomore, but he's still going to be well short.
Yeah, Mauricio Sunderland shows a burst of speed. Unfortunately, the penalty kind of set them back there. So still unable to pick up the 1st down, even though he got a solid gain.
And now the clock's starting to become a factor. 7 minutes, 40 seconds to go in this game. Bonny Eagle with all 3 of their timeouts. Trojans will try and wind the clock down as much as they can. Here's Ungai into punt. Ungai also a receiver. Had his first touchdown of the season last week against Sanford. And he gets this one off. It's been dangerous a couple times. Nevels makes a tough catch with Ryan Kamiri. Draped all over him, although not touching him.
Yeah, I mean, another one nearly blocked, but a nice punt by Fernando Ungai to push the Scots back to the 20. 23.
23.
That's 234, 9457.
7:08 to go. Bonny Eagle down 14. They need a drive, and they need it right now. And Edwards gains minimal yardage on that play. The most improved unit, at least in my opinion, for the Trojans this season is their defensive front four. Think about that Levitt game. Noah Carpenter, the Levitt quarterback, was able to stand in the pocket all day long without any pressure on him in these last couple of weeks. Even against a big Sanford team last week, TA's defensive line was able to put their stamp on the game. Edwards with a short toss over the middle, and it's caught. That's going to be a first down. Brant Abbott with the reception, and he's a little bit shaken up after that play. So two of the top receivers for each respective team, Parity rather, and Brant Abbott, now dealing with a little bit of a leg injury. From the 35, 6 minutes to go. Edwards takes the snap, fires it to the outside. It's hauled in. That's the first catch of the day for Owen Sperry.
Bonny Eagle able to string together a couple completions. Just under 6 minutes left in this game, still down 14. Certainly going to need to score quickly if they want to try and win this game.
Still plenty of time, and for TA, cannot take the foot off the gas at all. Second down and 2. Edwards over the middle, it's caught. That's number 21, Will Warner. And that's going to be a first down. And of course, even if you stay in bounds in high school, the clock will stop when the chains are moved. Edwards now going quickly, fires one, and it's incomplete. Little high for Emmett St. Pierre. Danny Menard in on the coverage.
Yeah, nice coverage by Danny Menard.
When we talk about Fitzpatrick Trophy favorites, think about guys like Noah Carpenter, but Terrell Edwards is really in that conversation. You can't count a guy like this out. Question is, can he get the production around him to win this game? He'll check it down to Nevels, and Nevels will roll out to the 39 for a gain of about 8 or 9. So Bonny Eagle moving the ball here as we approach 5 minutes to go. It's third down. Edwards will keep it. Edwards gets the first down.
Yeah, Edwards has been so productive on these third and short situations. We've seen it time and time again so far in this game. Edwards just tucks the ball and runs. He's able to pick up those first downs.
Edwards fakes one time, now rolls out to his right, fires it towards the sideline, and they're going to call it a catch. A catch along the sideline by Owen Sperry. And Bonny Eagle really moving the ball here, slowly but surely down the field.
Kind of an outside dig route there by Sperry. A nice ball by Edwards, a nice catch by Sperry to catch it and keep it in bounds, as that was a big play for the Scots.
First and 10, Bonny Eagle from the 23. Edwards fakes once, now throws over the middle, incomplete. In the direction of Sperry, Shiloh Tao in on the coverage.
from the 22.
2nd and 10, 4:27 to go in the game. Edwards throws it on a slant, and it's caught by St. Pierre. Good route and able to connect with his man. It's going to be 3rd down and very short here, and now they're going to move the chains and say 1st down.
A nice adjustment by St. Pierre on that play. The ball slightly behind him. Able to adjust and make the grab. And yeah, it looks like they have another 1st down here.
From the 13. A timeout taken by TA. A 14-point lead, certainly not enough cushion to completely put this game away. Bonny Eagle could score here, make it 1 possession, get a stop, go down, and score again. And just like that, it's tied. But of course, easier said than done. And we have another update. Shout out to Jeff Christianberry, who's updating me from the sideline. Oxford Hills got a pick 6, but missed the 2-point conversion. Hold on, I'm getting some more updates here. I might have been misinformed here. We'll have to see after this play. 1st and 10, Bonny Eagle. They'll need about the 2-yard line for a 1st down. Edwards, short pass. It's Nevels. Puts on a hit, and he's close to the marker. Looks like it might be a 1st down. Looks like they've tied the game, actually. Oxford Hills has. The 2-point conversion was good. The scoreboard just hadn't updated yet. Here's 2nd and 1 from the 3. Edwards will take it himself, and he's stuffed. A big play by the Trojans defense, as not only they'll live to see another down, and Edwards loses a yard, but the clock will continue to run.
Yeah, Edwards, again, tries to call his own number. He's been so productive on that, but a good job by the Trojan defensive line to snuff that one out.
Edwards to the outside, looking for the end zone. Is he in? Touchdown, Bonny Eagle. Terrell Edwards with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the day, and he cuts it to a 1-possession game.
Really a very solid drive there by the Bonny Eagle Scots.
A long drive.
Yeah, a long drive. We saw a lot of completions, some good catches, some good throws, some good reads. And Terrell Edwards able to punch that one in to make this a 1-possession game with 3 minutes and 37 seconds left in this game.
Brant Abbott in to attempt the extra point.
Brent Abbott. Terrell Edwards, the holder. James Sullivan, the snapper.
Low snap, and the extra point is blocked. The snap was low. It was mishandled by Edwards, and it'll remain an 8-point game. So if Bonny Eagle is to score, they'll have to go for 2 to tie the game.
I mean, that could ultimately end up being a huge play for Thornton Academy.
That could be a season-ending mistake potentially. .3:37 to go. TA 21, Bonny Eagle 13. Winner will advance to the Class A State Championship next Saturday at 1 p.m. Time to be determined. Portland and Oxford Hills battling it out right now at Fitzy, tied at 22. So both games very much not done yet. Kyle Blaney in to kick off. Danny Menard back deep for TA. Not quite sure what the deal is with this.
They're
Menard
bracing for an onside kick, I think.
It's going to be a little squib kick. Menard will field it and take it out across the 30. So Danny Menard with the kick return out across the 30 there. And a Bonny Eagle player is down near midfield, so the trainers will go check on him. Big day in Maine high school sports. Not only this game and the Oxford Hills game, but some other 11-man playoff games as well as the 8-man football state championships going on in Bangor today. And the Class A, I believe A, B, and C are all at Messalonsky High School in soccer, boys and girls soccer. I believe Scarborough won in girls soccer, and Deering and Lewiston are battling it out. So 1st and 10 Trojans from the 31. Here's Sunderland. Sunderland looking to break some tackles, and a good run on 1st down by the sophomore. He'll be driven back. Forward progress will give him about 7. Ball security at a premium here. Cannot cough the football up.
Absolutely.
And that's a great play on 1st down. Doesn't put you behind the chains in any sort of obvious passing situations.
Yeah, Mauricio Sunderland does a great job on that play. Carrying a couple defenders, shedding a couple defenders, and holding on to that football. As now TA will be in a 2nd and 3 situation.
Xander Cantera showing a limp. So TA banged up right now, and there's a flag. On the play, it'll be on Bonny Eagle, which is going to give TA a 1st down.
Fresh set it down for the Trojans, gives them an opportunity to, at the very least, milk some more clock.
3 timeouts still in Bonny Eagle's back pocket. Sunderland, little bobble on the give, but able to corral the football and gain a yard. And that's the first timeout taken for the Scots with 2 minutes and 9 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. And for TA, you just cannot let up here, cannot fumble or give up a turnover. You don't want to punt either, because Bonny Eagle has gotten some serious pressure in the backfield on these punts and has even blocked one. So TA going to have to play as safe as possible here. The touchdowns for TA, the first one was a long run by Wyatt Benoit. The second was a trick play where Xander Cantera threw a touchdown pass to Benoit. And the third one came in the 3rd quarter, was another long run by Wyatt Benoit. So he's accounted for all 3 of the touchdowns so far. TA can taste the state championship appearance, but the job not done yet. Micah Geekus and Ryan Kamiri, the receivers for TA, with Cantera and Parody banged up. A flag on the snap. Benoit takes off, and he's tripped up at midfield. We'll check on the marker. It appears it's against TA.
Yeah, that'll push TA back a little bit.
Legal formation penalty on the Trojans.
So it's going to be 2nd and 13 now as the referees sort out the infraction at midfield. As we mentioned earlier, this is our last broadcast of the fall season. We will not have coverage of the state championship game. We'll let you know as the week goes on where you can watch that if TA does advance. Or, of course, you can still watch if Bonny Eagle advances. Continue to have coverage this basketball season as well. Excited for that. But for the fall sports season, all done for now. So it'll be 2nd down and 8. They're going to say offsetting, so a little bit of confusion with the penalties here. That's the reason for the long conference at midfield between the officials. And now they're moving it back to the 50. So some real confusion. And after all that, it's 3rd down and 3. Sunderland to the outside. Sunderland looking for the 1st down. It's going to be close. It'll be 4th down and about 1. And a huge decision here for Coach Kiesel.
Yeah, just under 2 minutes left.
So 4th down and 1. We'll see if they go for it or if they punt this football. With 1 minute and 50 seconds left to go, TA takes a timeout. I want to thank you for watching. Cole Purvis alongside Troy Bolduck, Brandon Vitiello on the camera. 1 minute 50 remaining. Thornton Academy holding on to an 8-point lead. And they are going to go for it. They're going to bring out the full house. They'll have 3 backs in the backfield. It'll be Henry Keniston, Harry Bunce, and Hunter Boudreau to try and pick up this 1st down.
This could be a huge play for this game.
We'll see who they give it to. Now looking back to the sideline for the signal. 4th down and 1 from the 48. They'll give it to Bunce, and he picks up the 1st down and spins out across the 45. The Trojans will extend the drive. And a flag in at the end. As we have a fight.
Looks like there's some extracurriculars after the play.
I don't think the Bonny Eagle Scots are huge fans of Harold Bunce, but they pick up the 1st down anyway. And with 1 minute 45 to go, and Bonny Eagle with 1 timeout. Bonny Eagle in a heap of trouble right now. There was some bad blood dating back to the Week 3 game between these two teams, as we have a ton of laundry on the field right now. Referees sorting this one out, trying to assess the penalties. So to recap that for you, it was 4th and 1. They go in the full house formation, give it to Harry Bunce. He picks up the first down, and then a little bit of shoving after the play. And you can hear the Jeopardy music as we sort this out. As of right now, we know as much as you do. We saw the Trojans pick up that first down and have to assume some multiple unsportsmanlike conduct penalties on the play. We'll have to see what the result of all this is. 1:45 on the game clock. Thornton Academy leads by 8 over Bonny Eagle. If you're just joining us, Bonny Eagle scored a touchdown on their last drive. It was a long drive, and Terrell Edwards took it in for the score, and they missed the extra point. It's going to be offsetting penalties.
Two personal fouls on Bonny Eagle and 1 personal foul on the Trojans.
2 personal foul penalties on Bonny Eagle and 1 personal foul penalty on the Trojans.
So it looks like it's going to be net positive for the Trojans.
Net 1 penalty for Bonny Eagle. Yeah, I always love when the referees do that. When there's offsetting penalties, they walk to one side of the field, and then they walk all the way back. I don't know why they have to do it, but they do. It always looks funny. So after all that, 1st and 10, Trojans from the Scots 30-yard line, 1:45 to go. Bonny Eagle with 2 timeouts. So this game's still far from over. Sunderland in the backfield with Benoit. Coach Kiesel barking out the signals.
TA just chewing that clock.
Waiting for the play clock to run down. Here's Sunderland on the give. Sunderland able to stay on his feet to pick up a couple extra yards. It's been a season of challenges for TA, a season where they lost 4 games and definitely had their growing pains, but they're just over a minute away from potentially punching their ticket to another state championship game. A minute, 11 seconds. So TA had to go to work on offense after Bonny Eagle responded with a touchdown. And a couple of penalties able to help them move the ball deep into Scots territory. Some of the playmakers today for TA, of course, Wyatt Benoit, who's been in on all 3 touchdowns, as well as Zach Nelson and Ryan Kamiri, who both have interceptions for TA. And really the entire Trojan defense for playing a great game. Now ball security, as we said, really at a premium here. It's 2nd down and 6. Benoit will keep it, running left. Benoit dives his way out towards the 20. It's going to be close, tough to see from our point of view. Bonny Eagle will burn their final timeout with 1 minute and 4 seconds left. It's going to be 3rd down and short. And if the Trojans can pick this up, they will clinch the game. Troy, what a game it's been. TA started off hot in the first quarter. Bonny Eagle punched right back. It's been a battle throughout. 1 possession game here in the 4th quarter, but it looks like TA might just be a little bit too much for Bonny Eagle. Third down and 1. And they get him to jump. It's going to be a penalty on Bonny Eagle. That's going to be a 1st down. And Thornton Academy is going to clinch it with that. It was Trevor Nevels who jumped, and he knew it right away. And with 1 minute and 4 seconds, the Trojans are going to be able to kneel this ball and punch their ticket to Fitzpatrick Stadium.
Yeah, Nevels visually frustrated. As you mentioned, Cole, he knew he jumped. And TA is going to go back to the state championship.
We will have coverage of the presentation of the plaque for the Class A South champions after this game as Benoit takes the first kneel down. They'll need 1 more to do it after this. And after a 5-4 regular season record, so many ups and downs, it's going to be another state championship appearance for TA. We'll see who their opponent is, either Oxford Hills or Portland. And Portland scored a 75-yard touchdown to put them up with, I believe, 10 seconds left. So we'll have to see. It could be TA and Portland. That's what it looks like right now. That was the matchup week 1. And we'll see how that plays out next time. But here from Hill Stadium, it's over. The Golden Trojans will play for a gold ball as they defeat Bonny Eagle 21-13. What a win for Thornton Academy. The Trojans come up big with a huge defensive performance, able to bottle up the Scots. And it's a happy TA side of the bleachers here as Thornton Academy will once again, for the 3rd year in a row, go to the state championship. Teams will shake hands once again. We will have the presentation of the plaque here in a moment from Hill Stadium. Coach Kevin Kiesel advances to his 8th title game appearance, looking for his 6th state championship ring. And we'll see with everything that transpired on the play with Harold Bunce how these handshakes go. And a tough end to the season for Bonny Eagle, finished as a number 3 seed in Class A South, and they'll see their season come to an end once again at the hands of Thornton Academy as the Trojans will celebrate this one. And we're going to take a quick break here on TATV and be back for the trophy presentation.
Run over here. Is this my room? Well, Dad, This is trouble.
Back here at Hill Stadium for this trophy presentation, as we're now listening to Dr. Paul Remis, our PA announcer, about to give out some hardware to both teams. The runner-up to Bonny Eagle and the Class A South champion to Thornton Academy.
Congratulate both teams on your accomplishment.
And we have a final, 29-22, Portland has won.
Bonny Eagle Scots, come forward.
So we'll see a Thornton Academy versus Portland Bulldogs state championship game.
On behalf of the Maine Principals Association,
Portland makes it back to the state championship in their first year back in Class A.
congratulations to the Bonny Eagle Scots.
And of course, those two teams match up right here at Hill Stadium. Back in week one, Portland won 35-28. It's a year of transition for them, first year in Class A.
On behalf of the Maine Principals Association, please accept this plaque, emblematic of the Class A South Championship.
Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in.
Congratulations. And best of luck in next week's Class A state championship game at Fitzpatrick Stadium in Portland.
As the Trojans hold up the plaque. They're not done, though. They want one more piece of hardware next week.
Oxford Hill Vikings 29-22.
So it'll be TA and Portland next week at Fitzpatrick Stadium, a rematch of week one. Of course, Portland without their top receiver, Regan Buck, but they've really rallied after losing him. They have a really complete roster. Their defense has been great. They still have some good receivers besides him. Their running back has been solid. And Coach Sean Green takes his team back to the state final in his first year as head coach and first year back in Class A for Portland. And what a win for TA. Troy, any final thoughts as we wrap up?
Well, obviously a nice win here for TA, going back to the state championship. Very exciting. I want to thank the people listening, and it was fun. It was a fun fall broadcast season, so I'm excited for next week, TA Portland, and have a good night, everybody.
Any early predictions for that game?
We'll
save it for
we'll save it for a potential Trojan Talk episode.
Yep. So that is, for the final time, signing off. This will be the last football game that Troy and I call here at Hill Stadium. It was a fun couple of years, and we thank you all for tuning in and being fans of TATV and Thornton Academy Sports. And we will sign off here from Hill Stadium. For my cameraman, Brandon Vitiello, for Troy Bulldog, I'm Cole Purvis. Trojans win it 21-13 and will play for the state championship next week at Fitzpatrick Stadium. Have a great day, everybody.